Hey everybody, it's great again. It's another edition of Unbreakable, the podcast. Listen, trip out nowhere. It is Wednesday, October 22nd. I'm back. It's been a while. I've been listening to a lot of Kenny Rogers lately. I don't know why. And I I used to like hate Kenny Rogers, back in the day. I always thought he had a bad voice. I speak higher thing. But as most things in life, I've sort of appreciated it. And I start for some strange reason, I just started listening to Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers, Kenny Rogers. And it's like, what the hell? I don't know. I don't even know myself. Did the ghost of Kenny Rogers inhabit my body? I don't know. But hey, this is probably my favorite song. You gotta know when, oh, know when to fold. It's gotten so bad, so friggin' bad. I even go on YouTube down there and I look up old Kenny Rogers when he was on the Tonight Show, when he was on like Phil Donahue, all these shows that don't exist. You know? And Kenny Rogers had his own special called A Special Kenny Rogers. And it's like gotten out of hand, with like Kenny Rogers. Well, what'll happen is like in a couple of days, I'll think of another dead celebrity or dead musician that I want to listen to. So I'm just going through like Kenny Rogers things. Anyway, he wasn't as bad as what I first thought. He wasn't really a songwriter, but what he did, which was really good, as he knew how to pick songs. He had all the top songwriters in Nashville at his disposal. Nowhere to fall. And he picked a lot of songs he could sing along to, like Lucille, The Road, The Gambler, Coward of the County. Just sing along to that. Apparently, the song The Gambler, he really knocked that. He made like 3 or 4 movies out of it, TV movies. And he said one time on the talk show, he said, well, yeah, it's about gamblers and about playing cards, but it's also a metaphor for life. I never like led my life based on the gambler. Well, whatever. Okay, everybody. We're going to talk Eagles. We're going to talk Phillies. Because I haven't been on anymore. We're going to actually talk 76'ers who start the season tonight. I hit my deck. Oh, thank God that's it. Okay. Well, I'll get out of it. Don't worry. I'll get out of my kidding with the Phillies. Jesus, it's killing me. Anyway, so the boys. You know, they played a good game. They beat Minnesota on Sunday. And I was really happy that they beat this guy. Are you ready for it? This guy. Carson Wentz. There he is. This is the Wentz wagon. And I picked up this little shitty thing back when Carson Wentz played for the Eagles. And he was actually okay for like a year or so. And everybody was Wentz. Well, I got this. You can see on the back it says Wentz jersey. And there's Sterling football, probably to an opposing player. As he did Sunday. He kept throwing it first half. He could throw the ball to the Eagles. Did he not remember that he's playing for Minnesota now? Huh? Anyway, but he actually had a better second. I give him credit. He actually almost brought the Vikings back to be not quite. So you can see this. It's a nice little. Maybe I'll put it on eBay. I'll probably sell for 40 cents or something. Because really, who wants it? But you can say, look, So it's something you could like roll on your hardwood floors or on your kitchen table. Play with it. Yeah, there it's Carson. It's got the bobblehead. Carson wants to use suck. Yes. Are you going to throw another interception? Yes. Carson went down in flames. There he goes. Anyway, Jalen Hurts, our quarterback, and Logan Hebel, so like a perfect quarterback rating. I still don't understand what that is. I really don't. Well, I mean, back in the day when I was growing up with Joe Namath and Frank Tarkington and Darryl Robotica and Eddie Dawson and a lot of great people, Johnny Unitas, Mark Strong. There was no such thing as quarterback ratings or shit. Like, you know, you just looked with your eyes and you said, yeah, they had a good game, but they sucked. That was about it. Well, uh, Eagles revenge this week. The Giants are coming in Philadelphia. Granted, they kicked our ass a few weeks ago. This Jackson Dart guy running the place stuff. I don't think that's going to happen soon. I think the Eagles get the revenge or something. Although, you know, they better not take the Giants for granted. I mean, the Giants are coming in here expecting to beat. After they got crushed last week at Denver. Did you see that game? Denver gets shut out the first 3 quarters, and then they scored 33 freaking points in the fourth quarter to beat the Giants. Eagles better not take it for granted because the Giants did play better than the Eagles a couple of weeks ago. And the Eagles, if they're like the old Eagles, 5-2, you know, Super Bowl contenders, they will take care of business on Sunday. They will say, Giants, Big Blue, kicked our asses a couple weeks ago. Now it's our turn. Then turn around and let us kick your ass. And Sir may have another shit. You know, Eagles 38-7. I don't know, maybe delusional. But I think Eagles, you know, I think they're going to cover the spread too. I mean, their home team, Jalen Hurts always plays well, and they lost their last home game in Denver. And I think the boys will be motivated on Sunday, and they're going to be out for blood. I think it's going to happen. But we'll talk more because as the week goes on. Phillies. Well, first of all, let me get this out. I think the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. I hate to see it, and I hate to say it, because people don't like repeat champions. People don't like teams that win too much. That's why people hated the Chiefs like Super Bowl. You win too much, it's not good. You know, you get a little cocky. Nobody likes that. So and Dodgers are probably going to win, but the Blue Jays will be lucky to take a game. But the Blue Jays do have home field. Just don't forget that. So the Dodgers are going to have to win at least one game in Toronto. I'm surprised they haven't made this the World Series into an issue of Canada versus the United States like they did a couple of months ago, you know. But I'd like to see the Blue Jays win, but will it happen? Yeah, I don't think so. I think the Dodgers are just too good. The best team that money can buy. That's what I said. I think the Dodgers win. I'll give Toronto a game. 4-1. Dodgers take the series. Win 2 World Series in a row. I don't like it. There's this Shohei Ohtani guy. You know, he's just getting hot. He did have an incredible game. The last game of the playoffs. He hit 3 home runs. 3 home runs. And he pitched and he struck out 10. Milwaukee Brewers. Sellers think it's the greatest game ever. Which it could be true. I mean, I don't know if Babe Ruth ever hit 300 in a World Series game. And pitched and struck out 10 guys in the same game. So you're probably right about that. Now, after the World Series is over, about 2 weeks after the Phillies start, well, the winter meetings, the general manager meetings are coming. Phillies are going to start making their team. 4 key free agents. I'm going to tell you, should they bring them back? And will they bring them? But before I do that, did you see the press conference Dave Dombrowski, the general manager, had last week? It's let's run it back again for the 17th year in the and saying the Dodgers just were too good. The Dodgers, we couldn't do anything. The Dodgers, when you face a Joe LeBron on the pitching staff like the Dodgers, still expect not to even to pick up the bat and hit the ball. It goes Dodgers, 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 Dodgers. Listening to that, watching that, all I kept thinking was, all right, Dave Dombrowski, you're the general manager. You have unlimited money. I mean, John Middleton and the other owners want to win as bad as anybody in the sport. John Middleton already said, I want my bleeping trophy back. So, I think they would pay anything. They would do anything to have another championship in front of them. So, whose fault is it, Dave Dombrowski, that the Dodgers have this awesome team, especially with this pitching staff? And they do. Yamamoto, whatever his name is, banana, tomato, Blake Snell, he resurrected himself again. He's pitching like he used to in Tampa Bay. Ohtani, when Shohei Ohtani is your number 4 pitcher in your starting rotation, you got a pretty good staff. It's pretty good. Tyler Glasnow, who was great with Tampa Bay, and had Tommy John surgery. Now he's back to what he was before. So like the Dodgers, remember that? The Dodgers beat Tampa Bay in 2020 when we had no people at the World Series. Remember that World Series? Cardboard people in the crowd. And then after that, it seems like the Dodgers just raided their pitching staff. Snell, Glasnow, pitching for the Dodgers now, pitching better than ever. Anyway, my point is, Dave Dombrowski, you could keep lavishing praise on the Dodgers and the pitching staff, but why did you build up the Phillies like that? You could have did it. You've got the money. You've got the ability to make trades. Why didn't you sign Blake Snell? Why didn't you get Tyler Glasnow? And that's what I'm saying. This guy's talking like he's had handcuffs or something. Oh, I couldn't do that. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. You just didn't do a good enough job. That's the problem. And it's not good enough. You go, well, we won Bundy such thing. Well, we won it. Yeah, that's all well good. But you stink in the playoffs, the players choke in the playoffs again. They choke and they lay down like dogs. So, don't give me that. Oh, we won it. We won the East again. Yada, yada, yada. No, listen to me, Dave Dombrowski. Do good, do better. Okay, if the Dodgers can build up their pitching staff, why can't you? I mean, granted, our pitching staff, our starters are probably like the strong part of the team. It was our bats that sucked again. Bryce Harper, have we seen the best days of him? Let's just go right through the infield. Bryson Stott, came on a little bit there, but he's a disappointment still. Trey Turner won the batting title, improved his fielding. Okay. Outbone, disappointment. He's not on camera. If he hasn't done it by now, he's not going to do it. Trade his ass. The outfield, pathetic. Nick Castellanos, really? Moody, brooding, flailing at pitches again. I've had enough of him. He's got 1 year left on his contract, and I get his butt on him. Send him back to the Tigers or something. Whatever. Left field, who knows? I mean, Brandon Marsh probably plays the best. But can you play him against left-handed pitching? Harrison Bader, I like him. He settled his center field down. His center field was like a black hole. Rojas, these do stupid stuff and couldn't hit. We put Marsh in center field. That's a waste. So I like Harrison Bader. JT, okay at catcher. You can see some of his skills are declining, but he picked it up at the end of the year and in the games. All right, so I tell you the 4 basic free agents. Should they come back, and will they come back? Let's start with Ranger. Ranger Suarez. Should he come back? Yes. He's a crafty little left-hander there. And the thing with Ranger is he's solid. As long as he's healthy, he's solid. He's going to give you 6-7 innings. He's going to induce ground balls. He's a great fielder. Rangers, no problem. No problem. I'd love to have Ranger on the staff as one of your left-handed pitchers. And he's durable. That he could, if you need Ranger to go to the bullpen, he could do it. Don't forget, Ranger saved the game. Ben went the back game when Harper hit that big home run, which I was there. Rangers saved that game to send the Phillies to the World Series a couple years ago. So, should he come back? Yes. Will he come back? No. No. But Nebraska already said, with no degree, all these guys are out buddies and realistic. No, probably not. We know John Middleton has deep pockets. I'd be very surprised if Ranger came back. I hate to see it. I hate to see him go to like the Mets or he's going to come back and walk the Phillies. But JT, I think he will be back. Should he come back? Yes. And really, one of the reasons is because Nebraska's screwed. Ideally, in an ideal world, you could say, okay, JT, you served us well. You're getting older. It's time to move on and bring up the next young catcher. Problem is, the Phillies don't really have any good young catchers who would take the job of Rafael Marchand. He's a backup. The 2 young catchers the Phillies had in the system, Logan O'Hoppe, who was the top prospect, they traded him for Brandon Marsh, like idiots, and Edward whatever his name, traded him to Minnesota along with McAble for the Chorichilla Johan. Which is okay, but what kind of catcher do you? So I think the Phillies are almost forced to sign JT again in 2 years. 3 at the max. You don't want to go over that. In the meantime, the Phillies better prioritize getting young catchers in their system. And maybe try to trade for a young catcher. What about Ashley Whitney? Baltimore, right? Come on. Next free agent, Harrison Dean. Should he come back? Yes, definitely. He solidified center field. Harrison Bader brings a lot of enthusiasm, excitement. He can hit. He hit like 16, 17 runs combined with the Twins and the Phillies. It's just he can hit leadoff. That's the thing. When he came back, Trey Turner hit leadoff again. Why did the manager He's going to get another year on his contract, which I have no agree with. Why did he keep Harrison Bader as a leader? He made that line. He stretched that line down. He took second, Bryce Harper third, Kyle Schwarber fourth. It extends the lineup, right? Like Harrison Bader was doing okay as the leader. Come on, he tailed off a little bit toward the end of the year, but Harrison Bader, and that's where he flourished. And then the top of this. That's a whole different thing. But I'm not a fan of him. So, he's okay. He's okay. But he made a lot of stupid decisions too. Independent. Last free agent. So, oh, by the way, Harrison Bader, should he come back? Yes. Will he? No. And I'm going to tell you because at the press conference, Dave Dombrowski talked about Rojas. Yeah, do I really want to see him again? Oh, he's got so much speed. He could come in and pitch run, blah, blah, blah. I think he really wants to get Justin Crawford a chance to play. And he's a natural center fielder, which I kind of agree with. I just hate to lose Harrison Bader. Like he wasn't a good guy to have on the team. Okay, and the fourth and final and most important free agent, Kyle Schwarber. Should the Phillies bring him back? Will they bring him? The answer is yes, they should. Depends on the length of the contract. I wouldn't give him 5 years, but then again, somebody will. So if you want Kyle Schwarber that bad, you're going to have to give him what he wants. After he hits 56 freaking home runs, and he drives in like 132 RBIs, yeah, this is his payday. I would give it to him. Why? Because he's a leader of the clubhouse. He's a good guy. And he's really only going to be the DH. You're going to need a DH anyway for the next 3-4 years. Just let him hit. As long as his bat is still quick. I mean, if he starts slowing down hitting, yeah, I have to worry about him fielding. But then you're in trouble. But I would do. Where are you going to find out production? Where are you going to find out power? Who's going to replace 56 home runs on the whole freaking team, right? So I would do it. I think the Phillies will do it because they really love Kyle Schwarber, and I think he would be back with the team. Anyway, so that's my Phillies. We'll talk more Phillies as the weeks go on. The winter meetings will be coming up. Trades, free agents. We'll have a lot to talk about. Hot stove season after the World Series is over. Final thing I want to say, 76'ers start today. And I don't really have much hope from 76'ers. I really do. Like they were always hurt, they were always banged up. I really don't. I would take the under if I had the win total. The line is 44.5. I would go under that. I mean, you ain't what 25 games. But they start tonight. They played in Boston. Boston's not what they used to be. They don't have Jason Tatum, who's still rehabbing for torn Achilles. The 76'ers, the key is Baxi, I think, is going to be good as he continues to flourish. Who knows about this over the levels? Jared McCain is out now. When will Paul George come back? If he comes back? Who knows? But really, the key is Joel Embiid. How is he going to play? Is he going to be the old Joel Embiid that we knew? Oh, is his time gone? Is he going to be showing himself? And he's going to get hurt again and spend like the next 6 months or the 6 years. We don't know. We don't. But it starts tonight. And as much as I'd love to see him get off to a good start and win, we'll see what happens, I'm sort of like, or the Sixers. You don't see me wearing in Sixers, you know. No, no, God no. So we'll see. And they get off to a good start. Maybe I'll jump a little bit. But you know, until then, they got a show to do. Because I'll be suited down with Sixers. You know, they made too many stupid mistakes in the past. And now the fans are paying for it. Anyway. So that's my sports room. Okay. Okay. Flyers are doing good so far. That's all we have to say about that. But, you know, we'll talk more Eagles as the week goes on. I'll be back on the 25. I'll give you my Eagles pick for Sunday against the Giants. Any prop bets or have. Talk about the NFL as a whole. You know, a lot of crazy stuff going on for this. And I heard this morning, they're now going to put the Pro Bowl. This isn't really Pro Bowl anymore. It's like touch football and a bunch of stupid games on the same week as the Super Bowl. The Tuesday before the Super Bowl. Like, who cares? The Pro Bowl. Like, who freaking cares about touch football, that tug of war, pin the tail on the donkey? I don't know. And it's just stupid. You know, I don't know what you can do. They used to have a game, NFC versus AFC. Nobody learned about that because it was they're going to play hard, and the scores would be like 68-20, 68-58 or something. But so I don't know what you can do. Most All-Star games nowadays suck. You know, back in the day, All-Star games were something to too. I mean, especially baseball All-Star game, that was important. The Midsummer Classic, that was important because the leagues took it seriously. They wanted to beat each other. And back in those days, the National League did play them to beat teams. The only time you could see those players in the other league was an All-Star game or the World Series. So, you know, back in the day, All-Star games meant something. You know, nowadays, I think more people look forward to Brooklyn Derby, which will be in Philadelphia this year, which should be pretty cool. But and I used to watch the NBA All-Star game too. That's something. Yeah, East versus West. Yeah, that's it. Nowadays, it's like they're just running up and down the court, dunking, no defense, nothing. You know? So All-Star games anymore suck. That's good. So, okay. Well, thanks for tuning in. And I promise to be more often now and in the future. And don't forget, speaking of future, two things about the future. Number one, my book comes out, a new book, Stronger Than Book, November 7th. And NPD. Check it out. You can pre-order it on Amazon and get the Kindle version. If you don't have Kindle, don't worry about it. You can get the PDF version from what I understand on November 7th. So you'll be able to get one or the other, not options. So, and another book that I haven't promoted is Michael J. Fox. His book, Future Boy, just came out yesterday. And it's all about the time when he filmed Back to the Future, and he was doing Family Ties at the same time. What a guy, huh? He would do Family Ties during the day, catch a limo to shoot at night to do Back to the Future, not get any sleep, show up the next morning and do Family Ties. And he just did this all in one. And then he did Back to the Future 2 and 3. So it's all about those days and the legacy of Back to the Future, which I love. And of course, yesterday was Back to the Future Day, October 21st, 1985. And so 40 years ago, yesterday, Marty McFly went back to 1955. 40 years. I can't believe the movie has been out 40 freaking years. I remember when I saw it in the theater. Oh my God. 40 years? Are you kidding me? Wow. Anyway, I loved that movie. And I love Michael J. Fox. And today happens to be, by the way, happy birthday, Christopher. 87 years old. Doc Brad, huh? I tell you, when I met him with Michael J. Fox, I'll tell you that story. Met Michael J. Fox a couple of summers ago at Comic-Con in Philadelphia. It's just great to meet. But he asked me, is it okay if Christopher Lloyd is in the picture too? And I said, yeah, sure. Well, you go through these black curtains, you finally get to where you're located. There, the black curtain, the veils, and they're sitting there, Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, as I live and breathe, right there, in the flesh. And but the thing was, Christopher Lloyd didn't say anything. He just sat there in the chair with his hands folded in front of him. He looked like a mummy or a mannequin or something. I didn't know if he was real. I thought, well, maybe they just propped him up there or something. Because I said when I got in there, there's Doc Brown, there's Marty McFly in the flesh. And I said, hey, Mr. Lloyd, he just kept looking at his head straight. I don't know if it was drugs or what. I don't know. I can't say that. But, he was like that's all I'm thinking all the time. Is this guy dead? But it was great to be just a beat. Yeah, just a beat. But anyway, happy birthday, Christopher. 87. I remember him back in the days when he played Reverend Jim on Taxi. Remember that? And he's been in a lot of stuff down the road. But certainly the most famous and the thing he'll be remembered for is playing Doc Brown in the Back to the Future movies. So happy birthday to him. So that's my promotions for today. I'll be back again soon tomorrow, Friday, and we'll talk more bullcrap, and who knows what else. So everybody, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, peace and love, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.